Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera, and welcome to today's live color along. Today's Monday, February 25th. And this morning, we're still working on Color Along Volume 11, and we are working on a page this morning that we are going to turn into, we're going to apply the stained glass effect. So if you were part of the winter coloring camp, we did this in coloring camp, and I'm using just a 24 pack of Crayola crayons, and let's make sure my lighting is okay, actually. And I'm also using some blending oil, and I'm using, look how little it's in there. It's not a lot at all. You can barely even see it. I'm just using some cheap canola oil. You can use any type of blending oil, any type of oil to blend with. You could use cooking oil, you could use baby oil, you could use mineral oil. Just don't use motor oil. So I would say that you could use really any type of oil to blend with, as long as you do not use something that is that has a strange color to it. So pay attention to the color of the oil. I think that sometimes if you could use olive oil, but if you were to use an extra virgin olive oil that's more of like a green tint to it, it actually might have that, it might not come out as great. So we're coloring this page right here today, and this is from Bursting Mandalas, so it's a bigger space coloring book, and I thought it would be kind of a cool page to experience what it's like to create a stained glass effect. I will caution, you should put something, maybe a page or two behind the page. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put 2 pieces of paper behind here because I want it to be thick enough so it does not leak through, because the oil will go through. Thanks for sharing that, everyone. So feel free to share this video out to anyone. I'm going to tell you right off the get-go here, there's a lot of wind happening in my area. The lights flickered at my house early this morning a couple of times, and my internet has been a little weird. Facebook has been freezing on me. Messenger was not working unless I deactivated it. I don't know why that happened. And then I reactivated it again. So comments are coming up, but I know that I was doing another video yesterday in the membership group, and there were some comments that I was not able to see, so I don't know what's happening. So if you're making a comment and I don't say hello and I don't say good morning to you and address you by name, my apologies. It's just that I'm not seeing it. So I just wanted to say that from the get-go. So I'm going to see if I can say hello to anybody that's here. I don't know. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Karen. Karen's joined us this morning. Good morning, Mamie. Paisley says hello. Alexandria is with us this morning. Good morning, Judy. Judy said that Judy, what did you say earlier? You lost, your computer crashed and you lost your contacts. So I'm going to assume that is why I just received a friend request, which I accepted. Mary Hannah, how are you, my friend? Who else is here with us this morning? Hey, Alice. It's windy where Alice is, too. See, they're coming in spotty. Tracy Peacock has joined us this morning. Good morning, Lynn Miller. Hey, Marianne. Let me see if, I think I saw Cheryl, but I'm not sure. Let's get Paisley something so she can keep it quiet. Come here, Paisley. Okay, let's see how to get Paisley a bone. Biscuit, bone, toy, whatever she needed. Hey, Sarah. Okay, so I've got these Crayola crayons, and we're doing the stained glass effect. For the people that are part of the Color Along a bit... Oh, Paisley. That's all I can say is, oh, Paisley today. For people that are part of the Color Along Volume 11 group, for those of you that own the book, there is no PDF packet today. Paisley, honey. Okay, take it. Take this toy instead. So there's no PDF packet for this morning. So we're just going to go with crayons. So I'm going to do something a little different today than I usually have done. Sarah's saying, I'm going to try to watch, but I'm still sleepy. Oh, I hear you, Sarah. Let me tell you. Very tired today. I don't know. I'm going to take yellow. Just regular yellow. And I'm going to color the whole page with yellow first. So I'm going to color this whole page yellow first, and I'm going to go over it with another color on top of it. So I'm going to use kind of a medium pressure, I guess. And I'm doing this because it's like I kind of want to have a little bit of a base coat. You know, if you were doing a painting, you would kind of, sometimes you prime the canvas. So it's like I'm priming this with my yellow crayon. Boy, the wind is crazy here. Anywhere else? What is going on? Hey, good morning, Bonnie Hughes. Good morning, Bonnie Miller. So some of the comments are coming up. Some of them, I don't know if I'm missing them, right? How do you know if you're missing something if you don't know you're missing it? So we're going to apply the oil at the end. We're not going to apply the oil right now. The oil will be applied way at the end. Is it windy in New Jersey too, Lynn? Isn't it awful? I think Alice said that it was windy where she is too. Plus it snowed here this morning. All of a sudden it was like whiteout conditions outside my window. Isn't it crazy how we all have the weather in common? Is it windy in Texas too, Tracy? What's the temperature in Texas? Maybe we need a wind speed coupon today. Remember when I did the a couple of weeks ago, I did a coupon for when the whole thing was happening with the polar vortex, and people were sending me posting their coldest temperatures, and they got coupons. Someone got a coupon for 57% off at my on my website. Alexandra's saying, oh, you had our winds we had yesterday, 65 mile per hour gusts. Thousands were out power. It was crazy. I hope we don't lose power. I hate losing power. But I gotta say, the lights did flicker this morning, so let's hope. Let's cross our fingers. But I gotta say, you know when dogs are crazy when it's gonna snow? My dogs are crazy last night with this weather. I mean, Paisley's a little nuts right now. Maybe it's the wind that's bugging her. I'm just unsure. Kids and dogs, right? Windy March is coming. Hey, Mary, if this isn't Windy March, then what the heck, you know? Is this how windy? Is it going to be windier? Paisley says, get rid of this weather. Right, P? 47 degrees in Texas. That's a pretty good temperature, right? Pretty comfortable. Let's get Paisley something. Paisley, what is wrong? What's the matter? Scarlett. I gotta do it, girl. I gotta. $50-mile-an-hour wind gusts here in New Hampshire. Holy moly, right? I don't know what the wind gusts are here, but I'm gonna say they're pretty close to that, Bonnie. So notice I'm not going on top of my black lines because I don't want I want my black lines to be visible. You could certainly go back in and go over this and make a thicker black line, like with a Sharpie or a Bic marker, if you wanted to. The other thing that would be cool to create the stained glass effect, which I'm not doing because I don't really have that product, but you know, sometimes they have colored glue, like colored Elmer's glue. You could go over it with go over all the lines with colored glue. I don't know if they make black. Does anybody know if they make black glue? And then it would kind of be like a raised effect of a stained glass effect. Sometimes I watch this Facebook page that does live videos, Glass Monkey Arts. Has anyone ever watched them? And they do stained glass, and they go live a lot all the time. And I just think, I've always wanted to learn stained glass, but I think I would cut myself too much. Snow is coming where Bev is. Really, snow. Really, Bev? Mary's saying, they say people born in March are like the weather. Right, Lynn? Hey, Lynn, are you and Mary March babies? Are you have birthdays in March? Do you think that you get along with people that are your same zodiac sign or born close to the same time of the year, the same date as you? Sometimes I think so. Supposed to be 77 degrees here tomorrow. It has been a warm winter in Texas, according to Tracy Peacock. All my trees have bloomed and my grass is green and has been mowed twice already this year. Oh my goodness. Is that typical for this time of year though in Texas? I don't know. I've never been to Texas. I don't think I have. No, I don't think I've been to Texas. We are 2 days apart at the end of the month. What's the date, Lynn? I mean, if you don't want to say it, you don't have to. I don't like I don't like announcing when my birthday is, actually. I don't know what it is. Last year, I made the mistake of having my birthday listed on my Facebook page. And Lisa's birthday is March 3rd. Happy birthday to Lisa. And, which is next Sunday, right? Although it was very nice of everyone to say happy birthday, I just felt like it was just like too much. I don't know what it was. Just too much attention. 25th, Mary's the 27th. Oh, you know, those are good dates, Miss Lynn. What astrological sign is that? We're in Pisces now until the 20th of March, right? What comes after Pisces? So how is everybody celebrating their birthday? How are you celebrating your birthday, Lisa, on March 3rd? How about you guys, Mary and Lynn? Any plans? Any big plans? Do you make a big deal about it? I never make your birthday's tomorrow, Cheryl? Happy birthday, Cheryl. I know Lisa's probably, there's a couple of people on here that actually kind of know. All right, my birthday's actually this week, so let's just leave it at that. But I don't like to make a big deal about it. Okay, so this is the yellows. Happy birthday, Cheryl. Does anybody have a birthday on February 29th? I always think that's kind of funny. I have a family member that's March 22nd. You're hoping for a hip replacement as your birthday gift, Lynn? Lynn just always make... Are you serious, Lynn? That's a pretty... I thought it was bad when I asked for, like, socks. Thank you, Lynn. I gotta flip this page around a little bit. And then I'm gonna go get Scarlett something, because Scarlett's a crank today. Did you ever have a day where a dog was a crank? You know? Did you hit a big one, Mary? Yeah, you know. Thanks, baby. What's wrong, Scarlett? Oh, I see you didn't wash the floor. Nice. Yeah. Now let's take this, okay? Yeah, February 29th is a crazy day sometimes, right? I remember when I first started doing coloring books, I did a leap year sale because it was leap year that year. But this is not leap year, so I'm not going to be doing that. When is the next leap year? It's not next year, is it? I don't know. Judy, do you know what it is? It must be a date that you keep track of. You know, I was just actually looking today, and I was going to message people. So if anybody has a coloring membership with me, and you're due to have, your membership renew on the 29th, 30th, or 31st, it will renew on the 28th, I believe. So keep that in mind. I always, you know, sometimes you're kind of thinking, hey, you know, I'm going to have the money. But so pay attention to that. And if it's a problem, just let me know, because we can fix it. All right, so I've got all this yellow here. Now, I'm not going to do anything else to this as far as putting oil on it right now, but I've got this base coat. Now, this is a really good exercise to kind of remember or remind ourselves what how colors blend together. So orange is made by mixing red and yellow together. So we've already got our base yellow. So I'm going to take just a plain red, just straight red. Mary's having hip replacement too. You guys should do them together. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? You know, I actually called someone the other day, and so I'm going to go over this color here, and it's going to turn it into, it should turn it into orange in theory, right? I called someplace the other day. I forgot, I don't even remember what it was for. I have one of those, I'm experiencing one of those, like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't remember type things. Do you ever have one of those? It's like the other night when I was drawing live. Did you guys catch me drawing live the other night? I was drawing my new cat book, Cat Angels Coloring Book for All, which just came out today, actually. I'm very excited about it. It's on Amazon right now as we speak. And I told this crazy story about what happened with a car in a parking lot. Did you guys hear that crazy story that I told? Lisa, did you catch that? I know I was telling Lisa she should go listen to it. I told a couple other people too. That could be like you could do like a reality show, Lynn and Mary. And you could call it From Roller Skates to HR. Hip replacement. Anyway, I call this place, and I'm talking to the guy, and I'm asking him questions about something. And like I think it was a store. And the guy says to me, oh, hold on a second, I've got to sign something. Hang on 1 minute. And I hear someone in the background, and he says, oh, sorry. He says, I'm just in the hospital right now with the hip replacement. I'm like, why are you answering the phone? Oh, no, I have time. I don't know what stage of his hip replacement he was on. Should he have his phone on? I don't think so. I don't think he should have had it on. Why did he have his phone on at that time? Mamie heard it. A good story. It was kind of funny, actually. I mean, I could tell it again, but I don't want to bore people that have already heard the story. All right, so there's my kind of blended to create orange, right? And now I'm going to use this blue cerulean in the middle, because blue and yellow will make green. Now, how is this going to become stained glass? Well, hey, what ends up happening is once you add the blending oil on it, it kind of gives it a translucent effect, and it looks almost like it's a piece of glass. You can actually kind of see through it, you know? So that is why it is kind of a simulated stained glass effect. Simulated, right? Because, you know, isn't the world a simulation? I mean, are we really here? Do we have to should we get into that? Should we dive deep into the why are we here question, right? Kind of like right up there with do rocks breathe? Tell it again. Karen wants me to tell it again. Let me, these dogs are going to go outside now. It's really bad out there. All right, let me put my blue crayon down, let my dogs out, and I am going to go, I'll tell this crazy story again. So hang on, you guys. Alexandria, I love theories. I do too, Alexandria. I could talk about do rocks breathe for hours. I mean, do they really breathe? Does a rock know that you're really supposed to be there? You know, what happens? How about that whole thing about that if you talk to ice crystals and you say nice things to them, like I love you versus I hate you, and then what happens to those and what do they actually look like? How about that whole thing? Have you read that book, Alexandria? I've seen that book. That's a whole theory, right? The negative and the positive. Yeah, look, but like, why are we here? Are we really here in one dimension? Are we really here in two dimensions? I don't know. It's questions, right? You just don't know. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of orange in the center on top of the yellow. My yellow base. All right, so here's what happened the other day. So I go to the store. I think it was, I don't even remember. No, hey, Shanna. It was Rite Aid. Okay, so I go to Rite Aid. I got to find the name for it, Alexandria. I go to Rite Aid, and I come out, and I walk over to this car. And I have to say, oh, my dogs are like participating in my crazy stories because they just open the door. What are you guys doing? You cannot open the door by yourself to the house. You're going to let squirrels and things in. What is this, a barn? Come back. Both of you. Now it's snowing again. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. These crazy dogs, they let the door open. Open the door. Let's open the door and let everybody in. Sure, come on. Squirrels, raccoons, why not? Walk around. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so here I am at Rite Aid. And I come out of the store and I am walking over to my car. And I'm not really I'm paying attention, but, you know, kind of autopilot. And I go to reach over to the handle of the car that was the exact same model as mine, and the same color. And I went to open the door, and it was not my car. It was somebody else's, and the driver was sitting in the seat. So there he was. As I opened the door, he screamed, wrong car, wrong car. And I screamed, ah, as if, oh my God, someone's in my car. And it all lasted about maybe 3 seconds. And we both screamed, and I walked away and thinking, oh my God, my worst fear has actually come true. That somebody is in my car. But it was not. It wasn't my car. So I don't know, has it ever happened to anybody else? Because it must have. And in my defense, it really did, in fact, look exactly like my car. So anyway, so that's my crazy story. I don't know. It's not getting much reaction right now, so who knows? I don't know if anyone can even hear me. Is this thing on, right? Was that what they say when they're on stage? Is that what people say? Dawn. Dawn. Yeah. Hey, Dawn. Yeah, can you believe it? Where is my head? But really, it really was the same car. It was the same car, same color. Of course, when I put my hand on the handle, it was the same handle. But it was kind of like when somebody goes if you're in a bathroom and somebody opens the door while you're in there and you would say, occupied, occupied, or I'm in here, you know, or like a dressing room. So that was my crazy experience the other day. Of course, I kept thinking, these crayons break while I'm coloring on live because of all the lights that are happening right now. Of course, I'm thinking to myself, should I be concerned about my mental state? I don't know. It was funny. I hope I did not miss anything. An old friend called. Mary, you may remember Joe. Oh, we're talking about old friends. Cool. All right, you guys can talk amongst yourselves. Isn't that funny, Lisa? Yeah, it's kind of funny. Judy says, I have had items like cigarettes and sunglasses left in my car. From other people? Well, there's a new one. I'm very, very particular about locking my car when I go into a store. Because I just don't know if anyone's going to... I don't know what they're going to do. All right, now I'm going to color this one right here purple. Now, in theory, purple and yellow should really make brown. But it's not really making brown. Hey, Scarlett. Water changes when you talk to it. Scientifically proven. Yes, Karen. Karen, that was what I'm talking about. So imagine, right? So that whole theory with that whole water changes when you talk to it, when you say negative things or positive things to water. Think about how much, what is it? Is it 70% of our bodies are made up of water? That's the whole theory behind it. Dawn, thank you. That's pretty close to what I did. Dawn says she's opened the trunk of somebody else's car and realized that it was not hers. See? Same thing, Dawn. Now, why did they leave their trunk open? Is the question, right? I gotta help Scarlett. You know, it's okay. Use pink or something. Yeah, Alexandria, that's the whole theory. I gotta find that. Is it Matsu? What is his name? Do you know his name, Karen? The guy who wrote that book? Scarlett and I are eating a graham cracker if you hear crunching. Here, stop Haley. Lisa is saying, I took an open beer out of someone else's car that was drinking and driving. Their window was open. Imagine the surprise when you came out of the store. That is funny. So how are the crayons, Lynn? I went to some store the other day, and it was, no, I'm choking. It was having like some big sale. It was a furniture store. And they had, you know those, it looks like a crayon, but it's to repair scratches in furniture. And I actually almost bought them thinking that I could draw with those or color with them. But they looked really gross. So I'm not really sure if I want to touch them. Did you ever feel like you look at things and you think to yourself, I'm not touching that? You know? I can't be the only one that thinks that. I mean, come on. This one here. It's snowing again at my house. Like crazy out there. All right, so there's that section there. Now, let's take a dark green and go with, let me make sure I have all of these. I'm going to leave that yellow as a base in some of them, but I'm going to use this darker green here because I've got this green here, which I created with that blue color. And then this one is just called green, just nothing fancy. No fancy name. Right, Scarlett? Scarlett, you should lay down, sweetie. Hey, Barb folk, how are you? Karen says, I'm currently drinking water that I meditated with for healing for my fibromyalgia pain. All right, wait a minute. So did you apply a healing energy, Karen, to the actual water? Well, you know, the same theory, this whole thing with energy medicine, that you could actually write the word, I mean, in theory, right, the whole concept of energy medicine is that everything has energy, even words. So if you say a bad word, it's going to have a bad energy, correct? And then, send me the link to that, Karen. I'm interested to see that. So if you want to say, I don't know, you want to be pain-free, you could actually write the word pain-free on a piece of paper and hold it in your hand. That's the theory anyway. Just like if you want to write the word pain-free on a bottle of water, words should actually transmit the energy to the water. Is that kind of the same thing? Karen, is that what you're talking about? Let's see if I missed any. I did not. I did not. Okay, I'm going to take this color here because I want my eye. Remember we talked about rhythm? We talked about rhythm when we were doing the Mondrian color along, and how the different colors placed on the actual coloring page will create a rhythm with your eyes, so your eye can move subconsciously, of course, right? Your eye is kind of moving. So I'm going to take this color here and now kind of replicate it back, maybe right here. There is so much noise happening right now in my house with this wind. I was telling someone the other day that if you go to the end of my street and you take a left or a right onto the main road, you will go down a hill. Either way. If you take a right, you're going to go down a hill. You take a left, you're going to go down a hill. So I'm pretty high up. I mean, in comparison to what's around me. So the wind here is always seems the worst. And my house is rattling, you know? An old house rattles. Scarlett hates it right now. Are you getting afraid, Scarlett? The crystals are interesting too, right? Karen, I need to buy some new crystals. What's wrong with you? Come here, Scarlett. Come here. Come over here. Let's see if I have anything. Why don't you sit down for a little while, okay? It's gonna be okay. Calm down. Okay? Why don't you lay down? Okay? Lay down. All right, what other color should I put back here? I'm thinking I'm going to go with this purple because I don't think I've used this yet. This is called blue violet, but still a purple color. Scarlett, come over here and lay down on my little rug. Come on, lay down. It'll be comfortable. Go ahead, lay down. Well, then sit down. Good girl. Scarlett, I don't think is feeling good today. She broke her toe a while back, and I think that when it's really cold outside like this, I think her toe kind of bothers her. She cries a lot. She licks her toe. You know, Scarlett needs a Reiki session. Dawn is saying, we live on a side hill, which is higher up than most, and my windows are rattling like crazy. Yeah, same thing here, Dawn. They're rattling like crazy. My back door, I've given up. My back door, on the back door, the screen door, just keeps blowing open, and it needs to be fixed because it's slammed, so the door, like the catch of it, where it closes, is in need of repair. And to be honest with you, I've just kind of given up on it. I'm going to wait for the wind. It's like, who fixes stuff like that in the midst of the wind? It's like shoveling, it's like clearing water. It's like clearing water when it's raining, you know? Same type of thing. Are you tired of snow, Barb? Yeah. We haven't had much snow at my house, so we're pretty lucky. There's no snow on the ground right now. I mean, there's a few clumps, but there's really nothing major. So, what are you looking for now? What are you looking for, honey? I don't have anything else. So there's this color here. So once we put this the oil on it, this is going to really change. For those of you that did this when we did spring and winter coloring camp. I'm planning spring coloring camp now, actually. I've been working on the spring coloring camp book. So you write on the container, Karen? This is so interesting. We have a lot of things in common with this whole thing. Hey, Abby. All right, so now we've got this is all set up here. And I'm going to take this color, which is called red violet. I don't know if I used this yet. Oh, I might have used it here. It's okay. But my poor crayons are melting under the lights. Look at that. Right, breaking in half. And I'm going to use paper towel. I have folded paper towel. And that's how I'm going to apply my oil. Now, you could easily apply the oil with a Q-tip. You could apply it with your fingers. Doesn't make a difference. But I'm going to apply it with my with paper towels. I'm just going to take another orange color, which is just called red orange, and just kind of take advantage of this space right here. I am going to leave behind all of this middle section with yellow. And back here, I'll do some My friend Orange. My friend Orange. Hey, Momo, good to see you, my friend. And I've got some more red. Do I want to add red anywhere else? Maybe not. I don't know. I guess I could add red to the middle section. This is violet red. Why not? Because it's still going to kind of look like a pink color. Now, the heavier the pressure, of course, the more opaque it would be. The lighter the pressure, then the more translucent it will be. Scarlett, my friend, I can't get up, sweets. Come over here with me. Come here. So I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel and just try to kind of like, I don't know, just a little bit like that. Kind of make it a little bit. I've got a clear oil, which is a canola oil. And now I am just going to blend on top of each section. Look at the difference. You know what this is reminding me of? Coloring Easter eggs. I don't really know why. The only thing I would suggest is that look at that. It's coming off on the paper towel. So I would flip, I'm going to get a Q-tip, actually. Let's see if I have a Q-tip. Wow, the wind is really rattling this is really kind of telling me, hey, my window's not that great. All right, I'm going to get a Q-tip here only because I need to get into a smaller spot. So, bad choice with the paper towel. You could also use this type of blending oil, like a cooking oil or a baby oil, with colored pencils too. I'm going to go with this outer green color. And the more I press, the more it will blend. So it's kind of removing it a little bit. So on Wednesday's Color Along, we're using oil pastels and we're not blending with anything. I mean, you could blend it with an oil, but you don't need to. So because it's got enough oil in that pastel that you don't need to even do that. So here is my next one. Kind of the similar color here. You want to be careful not to get it outside of the lines and get on another color because they will in fact blend together. So I'm trying to stick with the same kind of family of color. Does that make sense? Well, I'm using just canola oil. I'm not using anything fancy. I'm not using anything expensive. I'm just using cooking oil, canola oil. Sometimes I use olive oil. The only thing I would say is that don't use something that has a color to it. So sometimes, I mean, you could use extra virgin olive oil, but sometimes extra virgin olive oil looks a little green. So I don't think I would want to use that because it might actually have that green tint to it. The one that we did at camp looks really good. I'll have to break out my camp book before we leave today so that I can show you what that looked like. And now I've got this other section here. And because I put that base coat of that yellow on here, if the oil is taking away any of the crayon, then the base coat is underneath it. So it kind of is a safety zone, like a safety net type thing. It's like you're wearing layered clothing, you know. Hey, Julie. Poor Scarlett thinks that we're being invaded by Martians, apparently, because it's just too much noise in the dog world, you know? With their super sensitive hearing. I forgot to do these. I didn't even think I thought I did them, but I guess I didn't. Now, the only thing I do not like about using oils like this is it's just messy, you know? But you can create kind of a white area, like a highlight when you use this. So if I press hard, Scarlett, you have to go back outside again, honey? Oh, poor Scarlett. Being invaded today by Martians. I know, Scarlett. It's a bad day here in the dog world. Come on, I'm coming, you guys. Hold on. Yeah, Facebook is crazy today, Beth Turner. Yep, Facebook is crazy today. Okay, so now I will do one thing, is I will take my paper towel. Do I have another piece of it? Yep, right here. And I am going to kind of blot. So I'm just going to take my crumpled up paper towel here, because I'm too lazy to go get new ones, and just kind of blot it a little bit. Just so it kind of is dry. Bonnie's asking a really good question. How long does it take the baby oil to dry? I think it takes a few days, to be honest with you. And I think that it cures rather than dries. So I would give it a few days. I would definitely not close the book for a few hours. So there you go. So now if we take a look, let's see if we can see the effect of this. If you take a look at this and you kind of pop the page, you can kind of see what's gone through on the back section, and then the rest of it could actually kind of hang in the light. This would look really cool in a frame. And then you could actually see it. I'm gonna see if I have, let's see if we have the camp book. Winter camp, we did olive oil with, Winter camp, we did olive oil. We did oil to make stained glass. Let's see if I can find that page. I can show it to you. This was our coloring camp book for the winter camp. And oh, wax paper. That's a good idea. I don't know, Dawn. I think that would probably work on a canvas. You probably have to really press hard. I think I would use a canvas panel, right? But that's kind of a cool thing to try. Let me see where our these are the things we did in coloring camp. And see if I can find our stained glass page. We did watercolor pencils, grayscale. Did we not do stained glass at this camp? Oh no, we did. We did it on Thursday. Watercolor. Oh, here it is. I like what I did today better. Abby's saying camp was so much fun. Wasn't it? The next camp is tentatively scheduled for April 28th. That's the date I'm shooting for. And I am working on the coloring camp book as we speak. Gems and stones will definitely be part of coloring camp this time around, as will skin tones. Coloring skin tones will be part of coloring camp this time around. So there's the stained glass effect. Let me see what is happening in coloring camp, actually. Transfer the drawing and color, then use the blend. Yeah, on the, Dawn is talking about using the same technique for stained glass on a canvas panel. Of course, you wouldn't be able to see it through glass, right? See through it. Wouldn't be very, very translucent. But it definitely would work. All right, so Yeah, blending with gel crayons is on the schedule for spring coloring camp. Have you guys seen the spring coloring camp front page of the book? We've got a teepee this time around for our tent, and we'll be doing blending and shading with colored pencils because that's always kind of a basis for everything. And then we'll be blending with gel crayons. We're going to do skin tones. We're going to do gems and stones. And then I'm not sure about the other three. I'm thinking pointillism, watercolor pencils, and possibly grayscale and how to color grayscale photographs, how to color metal. What do you guys think? So I'm shooting for that book to come out on March 24th, and then we will have coloring camp hopefully on April 28th, the week of April 28th. So, and it'll have activity pages like we have here. That's about it. So that's coloring camp. Didn't really... Sarah says, I ordered the light skin tone Black Widows. You know, Sarah, it's so funny because I keep forgetting to order them. Isn't it crazy? I keep forgetting to order them. All right, so this is our Bursting Mandalas page. This can be found also in Bursting Mandalas from Color Along Volume 11. And then let's see what we're working on for, what's our next Color Along? Wednesday, right? Wednesday we are using oil pastels. And we're using a grayscale illustration page. Let's see if we can find that. Because you know how I can never find what the heck is in this book, right? So my Cat Angels coloring book for all watercolor markers. I was thinking of that, Sarah. I was thinking of using like Crayola Super Tips, using markers to use as watercolor. That is actually kind of when I'm on the fence. Yeah, and I can see why he divided them up, Abby, you know, so you could get two sets. Because why have, I mean, they could have easily probably been in one, right? So this is what we're doing on Wednesday. And we are working on this. It's a 4-up page. So it's got 4 different little ones. In this book, Still Life Grayscale Illustration book, the book has pages that are this size. And then it has pages where each one of these is a full-size page. So we're going to be working with oil pastels on this day. I usually use COPPA oil pastels. Or I use COPPA Expressions. Maybe I'll use COPPA Expressions that day. And that's what we're doing on Wednesday. So that is today's color along. Stained glass. What do you guys think? Yeah, I keep forgetting to order them. You know? Plus, I need to get in touch with him anyway because I want to see if he wants to do some sort of a giveaway. But maybe he'll wait. Maybe I'll have him do that for coloring camp. Because that would be kind of fun. But then again, it would be best to have them before coloring camp, wouldn't it? You know? So hopefully, so coloring camp should be out by the end of March. Or sooner, you never know, right? Because books get pumped out pretty quickly here. I don't know what happens. All right, so I'll be back on Wednesday. Wednesday's Color Along does not have a PDF packet for those of you that own this book. However, Monday, March 4th, will have a PDF packet, so stay tuned for that. And then here's our finished page. So see, it's already kind of drying a little bit. I'm going to leave it open, though, before I do anything else to it. And I'll take a picture of it and share it with everybody. And that is about it. So I hope this was enjoyable. Thanks so much for joining me today on this crazy windy day. And have a great Monday. See everyone soon. I'm looking forward to camp too, Lynn. I think it's going to be fun. Okay, coloring people. Coloring people. I'm going to stop saying everyone's just coloring people from now on. We'll see you on Wednesday. Have a great day, everyone.